the Women in Business podcast. Insights from top financial professionals. Strategies to grow your practice. The future is female. It all begins here.
Hello, I'm Jaclyn Gladhill, media strategist and co-host with Luson Media, and with me today is Paige F, president and CEO of Norseman Advisory Group. She specializes in helping her clients minimize taxes, preserve assets, and enjoy a financial stable retirement. She has been in the industry for over 10 years and is an investment advisor representative as well as a licensed insurance professional. So welcome, Paige.
Thank you.
How are you today?
I'm wonderful. I got up a little early, but I'm glad to be here.
Yes, you took a flight out this morning, so you're just exhausted, I'm sure.
Yeah, partly. It's okay. Thank goodness for Starbucks.
Yes. And you're here in one piece.
Yes.
So, and
I
you're
arrived.
got a smile on your face, so that's what matters, right?
Yes.
Well, it's great to have you here today.
Thank you.
So before we dive into today's topic on the benefits of collaboration among female financial professionals and others in our field, I'd love for our listeners to get to know you a little bit better.
Okay.
So can you tell us a little bit about the scope of your practice?
Well, I've got 3 employees besides myself, including a director of operations, a client relations specialist, and an admin assistant. And we have about 137 client households. We're always adding to that. And we manage approximately 51 million.
That's huge.
Yes.
That's a lot. I mean, congratulations on that. And so just to kind of get to know you a little bit, on a deeper level, what kind of habits or practices do you think have contributed to your success in this field?
Well, I think that my willingness to figure things out is hugely responsible for my success. You have to face your challenges and find out where to get the solutions. And collaborations with others in your field is invaluable, and that's where I've gotten a lot of my practices from.
Yeah. And do you have close friends that are specifically in the field?
I do. I have several that I've actually met at conferences and through Gradient. So we collaborate often.
Wow.
Yes.
And so you have more than just a friendship.
Yes, we have. It's gone past. I'm very close with several of them, and then acquaintances with a lot of wonderful other ladies, and it's wonderful to bring that all together where everybody can talk about what interests them.
Yeah. I like to say lady bosses.
It is. I was going to bring that out later, but yes, we've created a little webinar and that we could talk about things, and we call ourselves the Lady Boss Advisors.
I
Yes.
love that. So are there any, past mistakes that turned out to be valuable learning experiences?
All of them. I have made so many mistakes, including choosing the wrong products, bombing at seminars, failing to keep good employee records, resulting in unemployment being granted. I could go on. The point is, you learn from the mistakes and you find out where to get help so it doesn't happen again. Gradient and the other fellow advisors that I'm hang out with, they're a go-to for these types of situations.
Yeah, again, going to your acquaintances and friends and having that support system is huge. I love that.
It is an invaluable. I mean, I can go on Facebook and ask a question, and in a couple hours, I've got several answers.
Wow. Wow. So quick responses too.
Yes. We are on the ball.
Yes. And so, Paige, what do you think is the biggest trend or innovation in your field right now, and how are you responding to it?
AI for sure is definitely the biggest trend that I'm seeing. I don't think I've seen a bigger trend in the financial tech space. I am no tech expert by far. It is the bane of my existence, but this is phenomenal. It does all my note taking. I've got all the note taking apps. And we compose letters, flyers, emails, etc. So I think there is no stopping what that can do.
Yeah, a lot of, creativity behind that, and also time consuming. You're taking a lot of less time to do
Oh,
things
it's
for sure.
huge. It's huge. And I don't have to worry about reading my writing.
Yes,
And
that too. That
yes.
too. Do you have doctor's handwriting?
Yes, very much so.
Well, Paige, you were asked to be on the show today because of your knowledge related to collaboration amongst, female financial service professionals. So, what are some we'll break it down into 3 things that you want to cover for our listeners today.
Okay.
And what are those?
The unique challenges that we face as women in this space, and carving out time for life outside your business. People say it's work-life balance. Yeah. And confidence and innovation as a result of collaboration.
Yeah, I mean,
Yes.
those are huge things, and so I can't wait to dive in deeper with these, and so I think with your idea number 1, let's kind of expand on that first.
Okay.
And, so what are some unique challenges faced by women?
While I did have some great advice and help from male advisors when I came on board, it's been the women in the field that really are most open and honest and available for the collaboration. I think women face unique challenges in this field, being that isolation is one of them, because there aren't as many women as men, and imposter syndrome. Those can be crippling if you don't have the support of knowing that you're not alone. Women are great at helping other women feel like they belong.
Yeah, that's a great point. And do you have any personal examples of this?
Yes. I'll never forget. This is because I also met one of my best friends, Veronica Redfield, this way. She was one of my favorite collaborators. My predecessor, Big John, passed away suddenly in May of 2018. And I was asked by Gradient to speak about successorship planning in October at the EAF conference. I had worked for John for about 4 years. I'd never really been to Gradient. I didn't really know that much about them, or what they did, other than how to get my paperwork processed and who to talk to. I was a brand new advisor and with maybe 2 seminars under my belt. So I was terrified, to say the least. I was asked to speak in front of a bunch of seasoned advisors. So I'm sitting in the hotel breakfast area practicing my speech, which I had been practicing for hours and hours. And here we're fixing to go, and Veronica sits down and introduces herself. She helped me practice, and she offered silent support in the audience. And it meant so much. It really did. Out of the blue, she just sat down, and since then she's offered countless hours of support, advice, and mentorship.
Yeah. Veronica's such a great woman to work with, by the way. So I do weekly podcasts with her. And but yeah, I mean, that's huge. To have someone just sit there and be willing to just be there is so important. Actions speak louder than words,
They
right?
sure do. Yes. Yes.
So that comes with relationships and, working relationships as well. So and so let's go back to, I guess, idea number 2. You're carving out time for life outside of your business. And you mentioned kind of work-life balance, but you're not really, elaborating it on that. So where do we go? What does that mean?
Well, I don't think there's any such thing as work-life balance, especially when you own your own business. To quote one of my favorite champions of life, Veronica again, work hard, play hard.
Yes.
This is what we do. Most of us own our own business, which means a lot of responsibility.
Yeah.
Our work goes home with us. It never ends. We're always thinking about it. So what you really have to do is specifically carve out that time for everything else. And talking to other women that are in this type of situation can definitely help.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a great point. I mean, and if you want to be successful, it seems like you always have to be on.
Yes.
You always have to be ready for whatever comes at you.
Exactly.
So that's a tough balance.
You never know when you might meet a client.
Yeah, exactly. And so I guess with, carving out the time or for your life outside of your business, do you have any personal experience with that?
I do. My friends and family are always, they laugh at me because I'm always on the go. I believe that life will pass you by if you don't take the time to live it. I think about it in terms of summers. How many summers do you have left? How many do you have left where you're going to be in good physical shape and be able to do things? So it's imperative that you make time to do the things that matter to you. When I was hired by Big John, I was about 46 years old. So I started my career fairly late in life. And I bought the company in 2021, and I have very large goals, meaning I'm in it for the long haul. This isn't something,
Yeah.
I'm gonna retire from anytime soon, if at all. So I realized that I could easily spend every waking moment of my business, and I did for the first couple years.
Mhm.
And then I realized that it was taking a toll on my family and my personal life. And I took a motivational course by a man named Jesse Itzler. He is the husband of Spanx founder Sarah Blakely. Most
Okay.
people don't know who Jesse Itzler is, but they know who Sarah Blakely is. He's an entrepreneur on his own. He really doesn't need her money, but together they make a good team. But his concept is very simple. If you don't plan your life, it's going to do it for you, and it's not going to be the way you want it to be. So you have to be very specific about it. So every November, I start planning my following year. And I plan out everything possible: work events, vacations, family get-togethers, work retreats, friend time. I literally plan out the entire summer.
Wow. Like hour by hour, or what are we
Well, I
talking
don't know
about?
about hour by hour. It's a little, but pretty much week by week.
Okay.
I've got
Wow.
month by month. I've got weekends planned as much as you possibly can. I've got it planned.
Wow.
Because if you don't, life is going to take over, and it's just, look how quick a couple months goes by, and you're like, wow.
Yes.
Your life is gonna go that way too if you don't plan it.
Yeah, and things, obviously, I think having that plan, but also knowing that things will come up as well, and
Well, you have to
eh,
be flexible.
yes, have to be flexible with that plan but you're right. I mean, if you don't take control of your life, it's just going to be planned out for you, and then you're not going to be able to do the things that you enjoy and be able to plan and look forward to things as well.
Yeah,
So, well, I mean, that's a great
absolutely.
point. And so on to kind of your point number 3, confidence and innovation is the result of collaboration. So what does that mean, Paige?
Well, when I have issues that I'm not sure I can handle, I've got several other advisors with the Lady Boss Group that are willing to give advice and help me handle any specific situation. That's invaluable. And other resources abound. You've got Gradient discussion boards, women in business webinars, and events. Since I began working with Gradient in 2018, there's been an explosion, probably, I'm exaggerating that a little bit, but an explosion of the number of women advisors that I've seen at our events. And it's absolutely awesome. Along with that influx of women has come industry innovation with planning and seminars that are specifically geared toward women and the booming female demographic that we've got out there.
Yeah, I mean, look at us. We're on a podcast for women in business, right?
Exactly.
I mean, who knew
Was that
that?
here just a few years
Correct.
ago?
No. Yeah, I mean, the amount of things that are changing specifically for women are huge. And I know even in this field, like you said, the financial field and financial advisors, it's very slim, the amount of women. And you're right, it has boomed. And now you can go to other people, and there's more options for friends and more
Yes.
options for people that are going through the same thing that you are.
Mm-hmm.
So I love that. And
Yeah.
I guess to this point, do you have any personal experience with this one?
I do. Of course, we've all got those things that bring us to the confidence that we need. I remember having a discussion with John when I completed my Series 65, and I started doing seminars. And I'd read several books by female advisors, and I thought I had this great idea that we could do webinar or seminars geared toward women. He didn't like the idea at all. He didn't like it at all. He
Wow.
said, that then he went to a Gradient event, and somebody there, I don't know, I think it was Haley or Jenna, had come up with the idea of promoting a women's seminar. And then he came back and he was thrilled about the idea. I was like, I told you about this months ago, but
Only certain people, right?
right? But since then, I've done several seminars geared toward women, and the confidence that comes from that, they've been successful. Women are pretty responsive.
Yeah.
So another great idea that came out of all that, wine, women, and wealth events.
Ooh.
That's been fabulous. An innovation in this field. Women often have different approaches to their clients that connect them with a more personal level. And it's an eye-opener, really. Male advisors can embrace that type of relationship building. They could use the same,
Yes.
innovations toward women and be able to get more women in there and as clients.
Yeah, as clients, for sure. And I
Mhm.
think another point that we don't really need to touch on, but we can briefly touch on it, is a lot of more women are taking care of the finances at home now too.
They really are.
And so you really do have to market to that. And so that's sometimes where males don't exactly get to the benchmark, you know?
Well, that too, and I mean, it's a proven statistic that when women's get widowed, when their husbands pass, they leave that advisor.
Yeah.
So it's really important to pay attention, and women actually, there are so many more women millionaires and on their own that have made
Wow.
the money on their own nowadays.
Yes.
That coupled with the baby boomers getting widowed and things like that.
Yeah.
You have to reach that female demographic.
Great point. Yeah,
Yes.
great point. And so, Paige, are there any other ways in which, you continue to educate yourself, and when do you find time to do it?
You cram it in there.
Okay.
I mean, you have to, obviously, as professionals, we have to continue to educate ourselves. Right now, I'm working on my CHFC, Chartered Financial Consultant designation.
That's a mouthful.
Yeah, it is. It is. and I'm looking at all these designations, and I don't know why I decided to do the hardest one first, but I did.
Of course.
I like a challenge. But so it's 8 courses, and each course is about 6 weeks long. So it's about a 5-year kind of commitment.
Wow.
There. I've done 3.
Okay, good for
I
you.
took summer off.
Congratulations.
So I'm going to
Yeah.
start again in September. But as far as fitting it in, you have to. I do self-study, so I don't have to go to a class.
Okay.
But I just study at night. I study during the day whenever I have time, and I just go on the weekends and go from there.
Yeah. So you didn't study on the plane ride here?
I did not. No.
You took the summer off.
I am very much a summer girl, so I don't want to have to be, and I travel a lot, and then I'm working. So
Yes. Yeah.
the winter is my study time.
Okay. Yes. Stay home, cup of
it's
coffee.
cold.
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah.
So I mean, speaking of just kind of learning and educating, any other additional resources that, you can recommend for our listeners? Books, podcasts, anything specific?
Honestly, this is weird to say, being on a podcast, I don't listen to too many podcasts, but I do listen to the Gradient Advisors podcast with Lisa and
Pickers
Keith
Market.
Gangle. That's it. The Pickers
Yes.
Market. I listen to that a lot. 2 of my favorite books, which really changed my way of thinking, were Start With Why by Simon Sinek and Who Not How by Dan Sullivan. I think both of
Okay.
those guys, any books by them have been wonderful, but those were really really
Well, and
good.
Simon Sinek, he's very public on Facebook, isn't he? And
He's quite public. Yes.
very
Yep.
social media present.
And I follow him there as well.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, great people, great books to watch
Yes.
or listen and read, and also watch on social media if you get the chance.
Yes.
Well, Paige, what I kind of heard you say today is, collaborating with other female professionals can help, 1, address unique challenges faced by women, and 2, carving out time for life outside your business, and also promoting confidence and innovation. So, is there anything else you want to share with our listeners before we wrap up?
Just everything you want is on the other side of your comfort zone. You just have to embrace your fear.
Yeah. Great way of
and
putting that.
Get uncomfortable.
Can you just say that one more time? Yeah, say that quote one more time for me.
Everything you want is on the other side of your comfort zone. You have to
Okay.
embrace your fear and get uncomfortable.
Yeah. Not a lot of people like that.
No, they
including
really
me.
don't.
Well, I mean, before we close out, I do want to ask you a little fun question.
Okay.
And so, if you weren't doing what you're doing, so you weren't a financial professional, what would you be doing?
Well, I cannot imagine another career or job because this is the best one in the whole world. But in another world where I didn't where I didn't want or need to work and I could spend my days doing anything I wanted, I would be on the beach looking for seashells and listening to the ocean.
Okay, what beach? Where?
It doesn't matter. Any beach, anywhere. I'm
right.
an East Coast girl, so the East
Okay.
Coast beaches are my home, but any
Yeah.
beach.
Yeah. And so I just want to ask before you were professional or a financial advisor, what were you before that? Have you always been?
No, I was a business manager at Harley Davidson
Okay.
dealership for
Okay.
8 years. That's actually where I met Big John.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then you just grew into now this. I mean,
Well, yeah.
huge change.
It's huge, yes, but it's
Wow.
awesome.
Oh, I love that for
You
you.
know?
Well, Paige, thank you so much for joining me today
Thank
and joining
you.
us on the Women in Business podcast. It was such a great pleasure to have you, and I look forward to connecting more in the future.
Well, thanks for having me. It's been a great
Absolutely.
experience.
And so, for those listening, if you're ready to take immediate action on anything you heard in today's episode, call 800 407 4137 to speak with a vice president of marketing. And be sure to tune in each month for valuable ideas and strategies that can take your financial expertise to the next level. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Amazon Music, or you can watch the episodes on YouTube. So thank you, Paige, so much.
Thank you.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.